Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
As always, please like, share, follow, subscribe. Tell us what's the most anticipated book you're going to read this coming month. What's a book you're looking forward to? What's a book you're looking forward to read? I don't have one.
I don't have one either.
I just continuously go. I just go.
I think, I know I need to start reading.
Yeah.
We've got a book podcast, and I have not picked up a book.
It's been a hot minute.
It's September, though. I can finish my audio book. I've got new minutes for Spotify.
Oh, I was like,
I only have like 4 hours left of this book, and I want to know how it ends.
yeah.
So I can finish that book. And it technically counts for this one.
But other than that, how's your week?
Other than that, my week was good. I don't think there was anything that really stood out that I can think of.
That's
Very
sweet.
typical week. Like we started soccer season. They got their first practice in. This week is their first game, so we're kicking that off. And kicking that off.
Like,
I didn't do that on purpose. And then I'm just learning my new job at work, which is going a little smoother till something else comes in.
had something happen to me, but I don't know.
I got hit by a car yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you did get hit by a car. Like, booty bounce.
Yes.
But that lady straight up did not see you behind her.
No, and the thing was, all of us were behind her.
Yeah, it was a lot of us.
Like, it
your
was-
children.
Thank God it was me between the children. But, I mean, Andy was,
I don't know how you didn't see us. Or how
like,
she
he
didn't
was
see us.
behind me.
Yeah.
I mean, typically he's in front of me. I'm not going to lie. He's a runner. But he was even behind me, and he's 6'4". Like,
Yeah.
how do you not see? She did not look, but I was fine, obviously. I just hit my wrist because reflexes were stop.
And then it was funny because it was like she looked at us like we were doing something.
Yeah, like I hit her car. Like I was being a bee, and I wasn't. Like she just hit me. And then, of course, I got to see my children go into bear mode over their mama. They were.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
It was sweet, but like they did. I was like, nope, stop it, nope.
Like,
stop it.
okay, now we're in line for ice cream.
Yeah. Like, chill it out. And then Andy was like, yeah, because if she comes over here, I'm gonna have to do something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because Mom was there, so Mom probably would have went square up old lady to old
Oh,
lady.
that's true.
Like
That's
Mama,
true.
her mama there.
We would have been on the news. Let's put it that way. So
Yeah.
we didn't want that.
Because
Nobody was hurt.
she was a little older lady that did not look,
Yeah.
did not
And
even
then-
check mirror.
But yeah, that's it. I mean, I guess that was the highlight of the week. Not getting hit by the car, but going to Rock Island. That was really pretty. We all got to get together and do that.
I guess
Yeah.
that's my week too because I cannot remember even what I did this week. Like all of a
I
sudden,
mean, we had our second job this week. You passed your test.
I told them that last week.
You just took another one. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, so today's book I have decided to do A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now, before you guys come at me, this is not my favorite book series. It's a good book. It's a good book series. It's not my favorite. And before you be like, oh, you got to read more than the first one. I've read the first 3. So
This is the second one, right?
this one's the second one. We have done an episode on the first one. It was not on the YouTube channel. It's just on the regular podcast channel. So it's a listen, not a watch.
I'm not gonna lie, they're too big for me.
Well, not the first one, is it? First
Yeah,
one's normal.
but if I read the first one, then I'm gonna want to know what happens if I get into it, and then I'm trapped in this giant book series. We know I'm not a giant book girly. I'm sorry, Sarah J. Maas.
Honestly, it's not even a giant book series. It's only got like 5 books.
Stop. That is huge. I read standalones.
I'm seriously 5 books. I'm on what, book 32?
I know
series?
you're a weirdo.
Yeah, very different. Anyway,
I'm a standalone girly.
so synopsis is Freya has undergone more trials than one human woman can carry in her heart. So now she's been granted the power and lifespan of a high king. She is haunted by her time under the mountain and the terrible deeds she performed in order to save Tamlin and his people. As her marriage to Tamlin approaches, Freya's hollowness and nightmares consume her. She finds herself split in between 2 different people, one who upholds her bargain with Rhysand, High Lord of the feared Night Court, and one who lives out her life in the Spring Court with Tamlin. While Freya navigates the dark web of politics, passion, and dazzling power, a greater evil looms. She might just be the key to stopping it, but only if she can harness her harrowing gifts, heal her fractured soul and decided how she wishes to shape her future and the future of the world in turmoil. Okay, this one has more plot in it than the first one. I will say that. There's actually like, it's not just a love story of like, oh, a man came and rescued me, and now I'm in love with him.
Yeah, because now it's a triangle, right?
Now it's kind of a triangle, and on top of that, there's actually a bad guy. Like a real bad guy. Not saying what's her face is a bad guy.
Oh, yeah. I remember what's her face. That sounded sarcastic. I really remember, though.
I remember
She was a bad dude.
her name was
The queen lady, right?
yeah, the queen lady that was under the mountain. That's all I remember about it.
Yes.
I can't remember. I just remember she was like
The queen lady under the mountain.
I just know that she just captured all these powerful fae and like was controlling them in the lands.
Yes.
And then
Because she captured this dude, right?
yeah. And then she let Tamlin go and was kind of like, I want Tamlin. Got all these other men, but I want Tamlin. And I don't know. It was very ick to me, so I didn't like
So
it.
Freya becomes
High Fae at the end of
High
the first
Fae.
book. She becomes High Fae at the end of the first book because she almost dies, and all the High Lords give her a little bit of magic. So she's like one of the most powerful beings.
Oh, yeah.
You start out, Freya is back at Spring Court, and she's trying to live out this fantasy delusion, Maris. Oh, now life is perfect. Me and Tamlin are gonna get married and rule. But here's the problem.
Your voice is cracking me up when you talk.
That's how I imagine her. I'm sorry, she's whiny.
Oh, is she whiny?
She's whiny.
I don't do whiny.
In her defense, he wants her just to sit and just be pretty on a shelf. She was always kind of like the go out and do type. It'd be like me.
Right, because she took care of her family.
Because she took care of her family. So it'd be like me, a guy coming and be like, you don't gotta work. Just sit here and take care of the house.
Sounds good. But
No thanks. I mean, I know like he's like, oh, here's an art studio and you could paint whatever you want. But then it was like, yeah, but I can't go out and see.
I need a purpose.
Yeah, the world to even paint it. She can't leave the grounds of like the manor. So she can't even like go out and associate with like his people.
Is he like worried for her safety?
I think so. And then it kind of becomes like a super patrolling part where he's got a fantasy of like his mate is just gonna stay at home and or be like a Susie homemaker. And that's not what she wants to be. She wants to be like in a partnership, and that's not what he wants. So it's kind of like a miscommunication. I think that's also why I don't like a lot of these are miscommunications. I don't do well with those. I don't. If it's like a little, it's fine. But if it's like the whole thing in the book,
The thing.
yeah, I don't do well with it. So their relationship is starting to kind of crumble. Rhysand hasn't come calling to Freya because she remember in the first book, she made a deal with him if he helped her under the mountain. He's like, you get to come spend a whole week with me for every month, one whole week. She has to go like live in the night court with him.
I do vaguely remember that.
It's been a few months. He hasn't come calling because, she can't get there.
Yeah.
And Tamlin's not going to take her. But he never comes and gets her. And she's kind of like, maybe he forgot. She's struggling mentally. Because she spent, it wasn't like a few weeks under the mountain. She spent like a few months under the mountain. And so she's struggling mentally of all the things that like her imprisonment and the things she had to do in order to save everybody in the land. So she has nightmares. Tamlin's like oblivious to everything. She has like night terrors, and even though they sleep in the same bed, he never once wakes up and is like, "Are you okay?" Never.
Really deep sleep.
Deep sleep. Like that's how even my ex-husband, if I had nightmares, he'd be like, "Are you okay? You're talking in your sleep." Like but like she's like waking up, screaming, throwing up, like physically gets sick, and he don't wake up
Doesn't
at
even
all.
move?
No.
Is he alive?
I don't know how exhausted you have to be to completely ignore your partner in bed, but gosh,
Screaming would be the first thing. I'd be like, what's happening?
but even like his best friend, Lucian, was one of my favorite characters. I'm sorry, I know
They're all kind of coming back to me now.
I know a lot of people don't like him. I like him. I think it's because he's just a little guarded with his heart. He's kind of just like, I'll love you from afar. And that's like my type.
I was going to say, yeah, that's you.
That's like Stephanie coded 100%. So he kind of notices Freya's not doing well, and he even talks to Tamlin, and they get in a big fight about it. Because he's just like, maybe you should just like let her kind of come into the village and meet with the people. Like, if she's gonna be your wife, she needs to know,
Yeah.
like, see the kingdom. And no, it don't happen. And this is like leading up to their wedding.
Oh, so they're not married yet.
They're not married yet. Let's just say their wedding day got really interesting. Freya's in this huge, puffy, they describe it as the most hideous thing ever, wedding dress. And she's starting to like have a panic attack because even the wedding, it's not like someplace beautiful. It's still right there on the manor. Still can't go anywhere. And she's just kind of like, I really feel like we need to talk about some things before we just make this official. And he's just like, no, it's fine. We can talk after we're married. And she's like, can we please? So she's like, can we please just talk? And he's like, no, it's fine. We'll wait till after the wedding. And, everything will settle down. It'll be fine. She has straight up a panic attack. And then Rhys picks that moment to just show up. And he's like, I've come calling. You have to come with me now. Of course, it's
So low-key kind of saved her.
so kind of saved her. And there's reasons for that you discover later in the book.
Seriously, do you think he was waiting?
He waited. You figure out he was going through his own emotional stuff. So this sends Tamlin in an absolute frenzy. But he's like, a bargain's a bargain, bye. And just swifts her away. And like, one of the first things he says to her when he gets it, he's like, let's get you out of that hideous dress. He's like, wow, that's what they come up with when they said spring wedding. And of course, this makes
You're like a high lord.
yeah, like it's like this.
You should be gorgeous.
It was so he dresses her in like night court fashion. He doesn't take her to night court. She thinks it's night court. It's actually not. It's just kind of like I always envision like a really high up apartment building, like a skyscraper, like in New York. And she kind of can't leave. But he's like, you can leave anytime you want to. You just obviously can't go back to Springboard. He's like, you're free to roam about anywhere. She's kind of there, kind of just like absorbing all what just happened. And of course, she's like, oh my gosh, Talon's probably going to be awful when I get back. Oh my gosh, I have a week to spend here.
Yeah.
And Rhys kind of just leaves her alone. Like, oh, because she's like worried. She's like, oh my gosh, what's going to look like here? But I know he kind of just, for the most part, leaves her alone to her own thoughts. So it's like a little uneventful, but she goes back. Of course, Tamlin's mad at her. And Rhys just like, bargain, drops her off, and he leaves. Of course, Tamlin's like,
control when it comes.
yeah, Tamlin's like, what was it like? It was awful. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she's like, nothing really happened better than here. I was allowed to go wherever I wanted. I didn't really leave the apartment that he put me in. I have no idea where he went. He left me alone for like the whole week. And he was like, that's just ridiculous.
Sounds pretty good to me.
No. That exchange kind of goes back and forth. Rhys picks her up, takes her back to the apartment. He slowly starts to get like her to kind of, let her guard down some. He teaches her how to read. He teaches her a little bit about her new magical powers because he's like, some of your powers are my powers. So he's like, I know some of the other High Lords pretty well. And he's like, I can kind of teach you about them. And so he helps her kind of start to unravel some of her magic abilities because he's like, magic unchecked is dangerous.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to learn how to use it. So as Freya spends more time with Rhys, she starts to slowly figure out she doesn't love Tamlin. She just like cares for him. And she's like, you've got to introduce me to this world. He protected me, protected my family. I kind of returned the favor, but I don't want to marry him. Like, I feel like we need to have a real loving relationship, not a physical relationship before we get married. And anytime she goes to talk to Tamlin about this, of course, he's just like, that's ridiculous. What has this guy's got in your head? Oh, yeah, straight up denial. And this is a whole reason why a lot of people, this book is the reason why a lot of people don't like Tamlin. Like the first one, they're like, oh my gosh, he's so dreamy. And then the second one, they're like, wow, what a shift.
Yeah.
We despise him. And then from there, he kind of gets worse. But then I feel like there's going to be a redemption arc. I think.
Can you gonna keep reading?
Yeah. I mean, I've got the fourth one, but it's just not felt the urge to read it. It's literally like, it's kind of like a little sliver in between. It's that blue one. Yeah, you picture it. I can't remember. Frost and something. I can't even remember. It's just like, it's
I
literally
can
like
see it.
10 chapters. It's not very big.
That's the fourth one.
Yeah, it's not big. I think she wrote it as like a little insert, just a novella, and then it kind of became part of the series because it's in between book Wings and Ruin and whatever the other one is that I can't remember. See, I can't even remember their titles.
Well,
I'm struggling.
there's the titles gets me. Jesus, look at the Wings and Ruin.
It's and then
Is
it
that
gets,
3?
yeah, and then it gets bigger, and then like technically the fifth one's like even bigger than that. So Freya's having issues, and Tamlin's unwilling to talk about it in their relationship. They get in a huge fight to the point where he locks her. She can't even like leave the house now, like the whole house. Like she can't even go outside, like on the front porch. Leaves her there. He tells all the servants they have to get out, and she just is there completely by herself. Locks her in, and Lucius is just like, this is not a good idea. We shouldn't leave her in the house just locked up like that. And Tamlin's just like, it's fine. We'll worry about all this when we get back. She goes into complete meltdown. Rhys comes saves her again. And now he's like, okay, you're not going back to Supreme Court because you've just kind of reverted back to the first state that I found you in. Where you're super depressed, you're not eating. He's like, you're not happy. Your mental state's just crap. He's like, you're just gonna stay here. If you're okay with that, you can have your own place. Everything be paid for. He's like, don't worry about it. And she's like, okay. And she's kind of like in a numb state. She's just right. Okay. And kind of hangs out where he drops her off at, the place she has been staying. Slowly over time, he gains her trust even more so because now he's like, you know, hey, you need to eat something. Hey, you need to sleep. Do you want to talk about your nightmares? I have nightmares. We should talk about them. Yeah. And he eventually gains her trust, and they go to. So after he realizes, okay, Freya's not gonna like betray me in any way, he takes her to Surreal Night Court that he has like protected against this magical barrier to where his enemies can't see it. It's called Valeris. It's called the City of the Stars. And that's where even like his inner circle people are. And like the cousin, she had met the cousin before she went into Valeris. But he's like, you can pick out anywhere you want. You can go buy clothes, do whatever. And she's like, I'm just like allowed to leave. And he's like, yeah, just leave out the front door. It's unlocked. Just open it when you want in. So it's like a very like it takes her time to adjust because it's so opposite of what she was. And she's like, oh, we're just like right here in the middle of the city with like your people. And he's like, well, yeah, where else would you think a high lord would be? And she's like, I don't know, locked in a mansion somewhere, really far away from the village, hidden away. And he's like, nope, this is where I like to be, right in the center of my people, so I can be seen by them. They can be seen. I can see them. He's like, this is how this works. I like him better. All right. I like him better. And then you get even cockier because you meet some of his generals. You meet Cassian. He is the general of the Night Court armies. This is where you get like the Bat Boys. You hear about that all the time. They are some other, I can't remember what the race is called, but they're a race of high fae. It's like a very small group, and they have wings. So they're like the only
Yeah, I
ones.
forgot they don't have wings.
Yeah. So and they're like bat wings, so like dragon wings. They're not like glowy sparkles. Like, so, and I always call it Azuriel. I don't think that's correct. Well, I've never heard it pronounced.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know.
I want to say Azuriel. That's not correct. Don't come at me. She's trying. It's not the book niche, so it's a struggle. It's a good book. You should read it. Struggles for me. But Azuriel is like he calls him the spy master. And he's even more so of a mixed breed. So not only is he like a high fae and whatever that winged subspecies is, he's also what they call a shadow singer. So he can like control shadows, which is pretty cool. I want to control shadows. But he's like super quiet. Well, he uses it to spy on people. So that's why they call him his spy master for Rhysand. Then you have Amara, who is an ancient being from another dimension that's trapped in a high bay body.
How did that come? Okay.
This is where they're all like, all her book series are linked together.
Oh, that's right. She's
So-
got multiple.
She's got multiple book series and they're kind of linked together. She is one of my favorites.
So maybe you should read that series.
She's not in this series.
She's not in this series?
She's in this series, but she's not in the other series.
That's about that type?
Yeah.
Huh.
They just kind of like, their worlds just kind of just vaguely overlap.
Oh, well done.
So, but Amara is like an ancient being. Like, she doesn't even eat real food. She drinks blood. So she's not, but it's not like in a vampire type way. Like, they give it to her in nuggets.
Huh?
Yeah, like they get it from the butcher.
So it doesn't even have to be like human.
No, it's just any
blood.
type of blood. She's my favorite. She's literally like 5 foot even. But Rhysand's always like, she's my backup. In case poop hits the fan, she's gonna destroy all of us. He's like, she's just gonna go and just create pure havoc. Even like Cassian won't mess with her. And then you've got Rhysand's. If I keep flipping back with Rhysand, I'm so sorry. That has been a huge debate actually among.
So you're just hitting both sides.
I'm just hitting both sides because honestly, I just called him Rye in my head. So I
don't even use names half the time.
I don't use names.
Like, I'll look at it and like I just picture the person that I'm picturing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even. It's like my brain doesn't say as a name. I'm just like, oh, this person's talking.
But his cousin Morgana. See, here again, I've never heard any of these names pronounced.
Oh, I didn't. I'm not questioning. I just
Morgan. I always pronounced it Morgan. You all know
Oh,
who
good.
she is.
More.
Yeah, more.
I like more better.
That is his cousin. She's third in command. They don't have a second in command. They never really explained that. I think he always planned it to be that way because, of course, him and Freya grow closer and closer, but not in like a storybook kind of way. Kind of just like because he's just kind of like, you do you.
Supportive?
Yeah, supportive and hey, let's talk about your nightmares. Guess what? I have them too. They slowly, you as a reader are kind of like questioning if whether or not they're mates because their relationship starts to just organically bloom.
Yeah.
And it's not as forced as what Tamlin and Freya's was. So
has Tamlin not tried to come get her?
He can't.
Oh, because he can't cross the barrier.
Yeah, they can't cross any. Well, and even that, you can't go. Another High Lord, I think they talked about this in the other thing, in the other book. I think another High Lord can't go into another territory without being invited.
So because Rye, I'm going to call him Rye, Rye had already said he was coming to get her every month.
Yeah.
He could come in and get her.
Yeah. So it's kind of like magical.
But typically he wouldn't be able to just show up and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or there has to be some type like an invitation or something. So while this is all like their relationship's getting closer and, Freya's becoming more adjust to her new life in the Night Court, there is like an underlying evil that's happening. The King of Hybern, which is like, he was kind of like the guy, the magical dude that ruled the magical area of the world.
Oh, okay.
And
he was like over all the.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And then they all like rised up against him and pushed him out.
Okay.
So he's trying to come back and reclaim their world and the human lives. And of course, they're like across an ocean. And they kind of get wind of this because they call him Az. So I'm going to call him Az. As some of his little shadow spies caught wind of it. And so he's like, hey, we got to deal with this because they're going to try to invade us so that way they can invade the human world. And the human queens, my spies over there, pretty much said they don't care because they're just like, whatever. So he's like, we gotta do this. We gotta do something about this. So they start, Freya is a part of the plan. They get to go, believe it or not, this is my favorite court. Get to go to Summer Court.
Oh, yes. I remember you touched on this. As Summer Court I would not peg you for Summer.
Not peg me for Summer Court, but I think it's because the High Lord there is just so nice. It's just so nice.
It's all the sun.
It's just,
he's just got a lot of vitamin D.
Like, I think I was like the fall or autumn court, but I think it's because the dude there is Lucian's dad, and Lucian talks about his family, and he's a D-bag, so yeah, I'm just like, don't want to go there. But I think I'd be okay with living in Summer Court. He's pretty chill. It's pretty nice.
So, okay, so I probably asked this last when we talked about the first book, but I do not remember. Do the courts like replicate that season?
Yes.
Like, so their weather is that season. Okay.
Yeah. So like winter, autumn. Okay, sorry. Winter, autumn, spring, summer, and then you have day, night.
So the night is night all the time.
No, I mean they have like daytime, but
Oh.
dawn court. That's it.
Oh, day, night, dawn.
Day, night, dawn, summer, winter. They have like day and night and whatever. But like when they're in that time of season or whatever, like spring court, it's the prettiest when it's springtime.
Oh, so they
That's-
still go through.
They still go through like
but that's where they shine.
that's when the High Lord's at his most powerful and all that jazz.
Oh,
So
okay, now it's all coming together. And right now it's all coming together. I get it. Okay.
I don't think I'm very good at explaining.
Also, it's amazing that you referenced that map because I saw this meme the other day and it so made me think of myself. And it said something to the effect of like map in a book. I don't reference those. Like I'm just out here like, where am I? Like when I read Game of Thrones, which I did not make it, but like 4 chapters in. But I was like, and I was that way with the show. I was like, okay, where are we at? Where is this?
So at the beginning, when the intro, you were like, what are we doing? By the way, did you know that the
Yeah.
intro's changed?
To Game of Thrones?
Yes.
They don't do the map anymore?
They do the map. So with each episode, they do the intro of whatever
oh, no.
territory they're in.
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
Yes.
FYI, for those of you that don't know that, when you watch Game of Thrones, the intro goes based off of what territory they're about to be in.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep up.
My ex-husband used to get so mad at me about that because I would be like, where is this? Why is it taking him so long to get there? And he's like, it's literally from like here to here. And I'm like, that is stupid.
It's like trying to walk to
Like-
Canada.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
That was a sidebar.
Side quest.
Stephanie uses all of her references. That's why she's going to be a librarian.
I really do, because even sometimes when they've got a different language and they've got like a dictionary, I'm
Yes, I don't. J.R. Ward's.
like Gerald Words and the Carpathian.
The one you
novels.
gave me, I think I looked at it the first book.
Oh yeah.
The little, and then I was like, not going to remember that. And just,
Like I don't know how to pronounce any of them, but I know like the gist of what the word is.
yeah, no. I just was like, that's a page I can skip.
Anyway, so the inner circle and Freya and Rhys are in Summer Court, and they're like, make it nice, but they have kind of like a reason to be there, and that is because they're trying to get a half of the book that Amar needs in order to like create a spell powerful enough to protect like the whole country from Hyberg. Like, I'm telling you, man, she's like OG powerful. She's one of my favorites. And they talk about how small she is. Like, I just imagine like this 12-year-old.
Good things come in small packages.
Yeah, she's just like, but, you know, they talk about how they're just like, she'll just like destroy all of us if we make her too mad. And Rice is like,
That is awesome.
he's like, that's why you're my best friend. And she finds him to be so annoying. Him and Cassian, she's just like, ugh, you guys are just too much sometimes. Obviously, Summer Court doesn't want to. He's like, no, I don't think we should. You know, Highburns, they're not going to invade us. He's a little delusional about everything. Rhys is like, okay, great, we're going to go. And then he's just kind of like, we're going to have to steal the book. Because he's not listening to me. And I'm going to send Freya and Az, and they're going to go get the book. They get the book. It's successful. Freya almost dies, which, of course, that sends Rhys into an absolute frenzy. That's kind of when he starts to uncover, like, hey,
I think I kind of like her.
the reason why I'm so mad right now is because you're my mate, and we're bonded. And she's like, okay, great, fun. I went from one to another.
Just can't live my fairy life.
No. And then of course, like, there's like things in her relationship that happen I'm just totally skipping over because
Well, yeah.
I don't know. You gotta read the book. Like, there's things he makes her go do that he's kind of just like chuckling because he knows they're bonded, but she doesn't because, you know, she's human. They don't do bonds. They just do marriages.
That sounds like a terrible thing.
Yeah, because like, what if your significant other is a horrible person?
Like, is that kind of like soulmates?
Yeah, pretty much.
But you're
Like, what if your soulmate's a horrible person? I would be like, am I also?
yeah. What does that say about me?
Or am I their balance where I'm really pure?
Oh, yeah, maybe that's it.
I'm not really pure. Wait, is my person really? Well, I'm not that horrible.
No, you're not a bad. You're not a bad.
I'm a different kind of bad.
You're not good.
I don't know. My soulmate is probably been hit by a bus.
He's riding in on a turtle. Your knight in shining armor on a turtle.
I don't know if I'm on a knight shining or riding on a turtle.
He just takes his time.
Maybe like a honey badger at least. I mean, they're not real quick. I wouldn't even be able to find my soulmate if you smacked me in the face. Like,
yeah. No, I feel that.
I feel that. Would not know my soulmate. Even if we just walk up and go, we're soulmates, I'd be like, that's such a weird statement. You need to get away from me.
You are strange.
So, as their plan starts to form, they also go to, we cannot remember the name of this prison. I'm so sorry. It's like a big prison. It's not, like, it's in Rhys's territory. Like, he, like, is over it, but it's like some really bad mojo monster people. And they go over there because they're like, listen, we need some, like, pretty powerful people to help if this goes south. If Morrow can't get the spell, we need some mojo.
So you're gonna break out some baddies.
They don't break them out. They're just kind of like, they get the bone carver who, yeah, like bone carver. He, like, reads bones, from what I understand. If I remember this right, he reads bones and he can, like, he knows the future. So he knows how everything's going to turn out. And they try to get him, but everything he says is like cryptic, of course. And sometimes to get him to be honest, you have to give something up.
Yeah.
So
Rhys here, he's stuck in prison.
yeah. So, and of course, he gives like Freya this whole big spiel, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Which would totally be me. I'd be like, what are you going on about?
Great. I got none of that.
Cool. I just learned to read. You're now going to give me some big, like, metaphor type statement. I'm supposed to just, and Rhys is just like, whatever, let's go. So then they go to the Weaver, who's also a very ancient, powerful being, and they talk them into kind of helping them if things go south. And they kind of just tell, hey, like, if you have to help us, we'll just set you both free. It doesn't get to that point in this book. I'm gonna let you guys know that. It don't get to that point in this book. Maybe in the next book. Maybe it does. I jumbled up that part. I forgot. They went to a prison. Rhysand tells her about the mating bond. My bad. I read those backwards on my notes.
It's fine.
It's fine. King Hybern.
He's the bad dude.
He's the bad dude. Okay. King's bad dude is slowly starting to, like, be more present in their land, and they're starting to, like, kind of freak out. He starts to become more of a threat. So the inner circle's like, okay, maybe if we, like, attack him first. So they go and they infiltrate where they think he's kind of, like, hiding out. I'm going to kind of wrap up kind of quickly because I don't want to give, like, the ending. I'll tell you later. Every episode now, we just look at each other and go, I'll tell you later.
It's fine. I'll tell you later.
Something's happened. They find out a particular person is helping them, helping the king. And that's why he's all of a sudden like, because the king promised him something in return. It's not looking good. On top of that, Freya's sisters get pulled into the mix. And I will go ahead and tell you this. They do get turned into high fae. Not happy about it. Is now kind of between a rock and a hard place. But she remembers the plan that her and Rhys had kind of discussed. And was like, they had talked about it like long before this even happened. And they were like, if this goes south, this is what's gonna happen.
Kind of like a plan B.
Yeah, kind of like a plan, kind of like we're on plan D. Oh, like this keeps happening. So she kind of does something dramatic, and then let's just say she ends up back in Spring Court.
Oh no.
And that's literally where it leaves you. That's literally where it leaves you.
And then you gotta go to this monster?
And then you gotta go to the next one, which is A Court of Wing and Ruin.
And it's like,
that's actually the one I kind of like, because that's when you get into actually like Freya's kind of mature about everything, and she's thinking about things. She's not just a teenage girl whiny.
so I have a question. So her sisters got turned into high fae. How often do we go around turning people into high fae?
Never. It's never been done before.
Oh, okay.
They're the first 3.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So imagine what they're feeling. Like Nesta, literally goes into the cauldron, her finger pointing at the king, because she told him, if you do this to me and my sister, I will come back for you. She ends up coming out stronger as one of the 2. They go into a thing called a cauldron, which is a really powerful item, and that's what the king was using. But they kind of tossed them into it. And of course, her one sister, Elena, she kind of always struck me as the real one that was supposed to be in Springport, because she likes flowers and she plants gardens, and so I always thought, I was like, why can't she be with him?
So maybe that's his bond.
Yeah. Right. And and then Nesta come out. She was super, super powerful. She's the oldest of the sisters. Elena was the middle child, if you remember.
Yeah.
So Nesta was the one that was like, don't you dare do this to me, my sisters. We don't want to be any part of this. We're just humans. We don't want to be a part of any of this. And she was like, if you do this, and that's when she was like, you do this, I will come back for you.
Yeah.
Specifically. She doesn't, but one of the sisters does. He gets wrecked. So, but that's in the 3rd book. So yeah, you see some of this fan art of just a cauldron and a finger. That's Nesta. So that's the sister I like.
Imagine
that. The mean sister. I don't know why they're always the older sister. It's like, where are the mean little sisters?
I know, because usually the older sister's not the mean one. But the Spitfire, the others, they're the mean one in the sister group, but to each other.
I was gonna say, I know plenty of little sisters that are just oh yeah, or middle sisters, second sisters. But the 5th book.
Maybe they write it. Maybe that's always older sisters are that way, because they're trying to put it on the older sister in the books.
We're stereotyping. You're stereotyping older sisters.
Yeah, but we don't typically get that stereotype. So they're like, we're going to make them have it for a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
But they always make it that way. Because, even on TikTok, haven't you seen the older? No, you probably don't, because you're not on the older sister TikTok. And I'm like, why am I on this? I'm not the older sister. But they're always talking about don't square up with me. I'm the older sister. I'm the oldest sister.
No, see, no.
And I'm like,
I'm on the one where you don't mess with me and I have a crazy younger sister.
Then why does TikTok think I'm the older sister?
I don't know, because I'm not that, I got a crazy sister, don't make me use her kind of TikTok.
See, I'm not on, every now and then I'll have middle child pop up. That will pop up every now and then, but it's this book. I know it seemed like I was just sitting there reading plot points, but that's because I didn't want the fan base to come after me. The masses are crazy people.
Are they called the masses?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's where a lot of there's seriously some podcasts out there that's all they talk about. Just this book series. I don't know how you can make a podcast about just one book series.
Do they really?
They go
piece by piece,
chapter by chapter.
They have to.
And I'm just I get it, mad respect, but
no, yeah. If you get following and you enjoy doing that, more power to you. Your clan be named. It's okay, there's the wards. Or what are they called?
Oh, or the ward. She's the warden, so welcome to the prison.
Yeah. And they're the masses. If you were an author,
gosh, I don't know.
Do any of my authors have a Halloween theme? I don't think most people do. What about Genevieve?
You'd have to get on her author page and look it up.
Or not Genevieve. Geneva.
I knew who you meant. Even though you don't know who you mean.
I know. I see her twirling. Let's see.
Baby in tow.
She doesn't have any.
She might not have any.
She's got a fan club.
What's that called? Just fan club?
Yeah.
The fans kind of name themselves.
Okay, my Geneva peoples.
Oh, her name's Rose, right?
Rose.
Can't you just be like the roses? The rose. I was thinking bouquet, but
Twirls. We should without
twirlers.
Geneva's twirlers. I don't like any of those.
Right.
I don't like any of those.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Someone more creative than me needs to get on this. We need to make this happen. It's just your ones that do like series. So,
Because they always say, "Welcome to J.R. Ward's world. Welcome to the prison. Warden's here."
that sounds so bad.
I know, and it's always like, once you're here, you don't leave. That's why it's a prison, and it pretty much is.
Yeah.
She kind of takes over. So they've tried movie, and nobody wanted to pick up the script. They said it would be way too much and see it. Obviously, she didn't want to give up the writer's rights. She wanted to be a part of it. Understandably so.
yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it right.
Blood, sweat, and tears went into that.
And they said no. And then I think like HBO tried looking into it, but here again, they wanted to get writer's rights, and she was like, no. So I think it went to CW.
Oh.
And they were okay with the writer's rights, but then something happened with Lenny. Something happened. I think it was CW. Anyway, there was a TV network that wanted it, and it was like starting, and they started planning it, and then it got canceled. So
it's up in the air still.
So it's
Not
kind of
really.
just up in the air. I don't know. I would have liked to have HBO get a hold of it.
Yeah, because I feel like it's very like kind of Game of Thronesy.
Yeah.
Coded.
Well, and if you think about
They
it,
could do that one so good. I think they could do this.
every now and then they get a hold of a book series, and they do really well with it. I mean, other than the last season of Game of Thrones. But I mean, in their defense,
I mean, he told him to go off on it, didn't he?
well, he doesn't have the last book written. He's so
Right. He was like, do you, boo?
Yeah, so he's just like, do whatever you feel like is best. I personally wouldn't have done it that way, but
okay.
I would have had John ruling.
Honestly,
I would have had John ruling and Sansa ruling.
I don't think I finished. I just blacked it out.
Yeah, you literally blacked it out. Because it had like,
Oh,
yeah, Sansa ruling the North, Bran ruling the Six Kingdoms, John went over the wall.
yes, John went over the wall.
Arya left.
I did finish it. There was something about a dragon too, isn't there?
Yeah.
What did she do with her dragon?
Well, she died, and the dragon took her body off. Okay, I would have had John. If anybody's never watched the last season, I'm so sorry for all of this. I would have ended it with
Also, though, you can't really be mad. It's only been out how many years?
forever. I would have ended it with Sansa as Queen of the North.
Okay.
And everything beyond the wall, like, because it's
Yeah.
looking up there. John ruling the Six Kingdoms, Bran being his advisor. I think Arya's storyline wrapped up pretty well. But I feel like the one son of the Baratheon son that, he was like a blacksmith.
Yeah.
I think he should have went with her.
Yes.
It didn't have to be like a full couple, but like,
yeah.
or he should have ended up on his own throne, and she was at his side as kind of like a power couple. Because, even King Robert was always like, we should wed our houses together. I feel like that would have like completed that.
Yeah.
And I would have ended the last scene with John on the throne, and next to him is a dragon egg.
Oh.
Wouldn't that have been like just amazing? Just ended it right there with like a dragon egg. Just like, it's not right. And then just been like, there's a dragon egg. Dragon's still there.
It's gonna happen.
And then just ended it. So that way it would have left like a more satisfying, like, yeah, instead you had Bran, the Raven.
I know.
I wasn't against him. I was just like, but that's how I would have had to say it.
I love that.
Well, wouldn't that been more like wrap up some storylines,
but also
leave it there?
Yeah.
What happens next? And then you still have John. So all the Starks would still be in power.
Right.
I don't know. John would still, not only is he a Stark, but he's also, what are they?
She's referencing another guide.
Targaryen. Jesus.
Yes. Yes, the dragon people.
So they would have had a Stark and a Targaryen on the throne.
And there would be more dragons.
And then he would have left an egg or two and been like, boom, you got a Targaryen with a dragon, which is how it was always supposed to be.
Love it.
Just saying. Probably should have been a writer.
Listen to that. George R.R. Martin.
I like the way you had to look at the book because you were like, George.
I knew it was George Martin, but I couldn't remember if there was two R's or if I was making that up in my head.
Yeah.
There are two R's.
The reason why I know there's two R's because there's some TV show where the guy goes, George Martin. And someone went, what? And he went, George Martin. And she was like, that's two initials there, right? It's RR. And he went, I don't understand. And she was like, you don't gotta pronounce it like
you say the letter RR.
That's how we should have ended the show. That's in my brain. That's how season 8.
I like it.
Game of Thrones.
That's how I'm gonna remember it.
That's how I'm gonna remember it.
Canon in my brain.
That's today's episode, and that's today's book. We hope you have a fabulous Tuesday, an amazing week. Please like, share, follow, comment anywhere you listen or watch. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.